Amon hits hard, extra hard. Anyway, Legend of Korra review episode 4. Legend of Korra episode 4 review. I'm gonna bust this out real quick because I ain't got that much time. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So at the beginning, we got a funny narration. It's like old radio style, and I'm enjoying that. It's like how they used to do radio before TVs blew up. Anyway, we start off. Korra is having a nightmare. She's getting jumped by Amon and his little chi blocking people, whatever. They ambush her in the sleep. She's having a nightmare. She is afraid of Amon. I can't blame her. The dude hits hard, and he can take away her bending if he wants to. So then we cut to like the inner workings of the Republic City. We got this council which Tenzin is part of. They're debating over how they're gonna deal with Amon, right? And one of the people, Tarlock, he says, "Let's start up a task force, hour headed, and we're gonna go get Amon." This dude is shady. He's been trying to get power in the government for a while now, and Tenzin knows it. Everybody knows it, but he's not shady to the point where they just had to get rid of him. He's shady though. We can tell. So everybody agrees because they have nothing else that they can. What else can they do? What else can they do? Mako is he's walking out into the street, not paying attention like he should be, and the girl, she's traveling on this moped, not paying attention like she should be, runs over Mako. And they find out she's like she's a fan of him, right? She's like, "I know you from somewhere," whatever. Then she invites him on to a dinner, whatever. It's a cute girl, whatever. So I guess he wanted to go. The next thing, Tenzin is having a dinner. He's got Korra there. Tarlock just intrudes on him, and he's like, "We're having dinner." He said, "Well, I was hungry," and he goes ahead and just starts, starts this little conversation with Korra. He says, "I want you to join the task force to lead it because you're the Avatar." Makes complete sense. And he's up there joking around the kids, but as he leaves, you see how that he don't really like kids. He's putting up an act. This dude can act. So that's another thing about that they're building about Tarlock. This dude is shady. I got my eye on him. I'm liking what they're doing with this guy. Now, when he asked Korra to join, she's like, "No, I don't want to join." She is scared senseless. Amon hits hard. Not Amon. Mako, he goes ahead to this dinner with that girl, Asami, I think her name is, and finds out that she's the daughter of a rich entrepreneur. Dude invented some car or whatever, and everybody's riding around one. They riding around and getting it, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, the dad decides to fund Mako and his team. They just got to wear they got to promote his business on their uniforms. Hey, they down. They wasn't going to be in it anyway. He's down. He said, "I don't care if I got tattooed on me. I'm down." He's down like Brandy. This part was funny. Bo shows up to Korra's, place, and he's talking to Korra, and he's like, "I'm so happy you showed up and saved me. Amon had me scared to death." I was laughing. She was like, "Uh-huh." She was scared too, so she was trying to hide it with him, but he's up there talking, building it up. So she was already scared. He's making it work. He's like, "Man, he was scared to death. Dude hits hard." So now Korra's she's extra scared now. So at this point, Tarlock is sending gifts to Korra. Basically, he's trying to bribe her into joining the task force. Korra ain't going for it. Reason being, not because she don't want the gifts. Amon hits hard. So Tarlock, he gets smart. He said, "No more gifts." He said, "We're setting up this little banquet for you, right?" Korra attends, right? Now, she finds that Mako's there. Now, this is set up for their relationship, whatever. Mako's there with another girl. But he's going to wind up with Korra at the end of the series. That's pretty much a given. But anyway, he shows up with another girl, so that makes that little triangle, that not even a triangle, a square, because both wants Korra. But anyway, what he does, he's grimy. Tarlock is grimy. And what you call him, Toph's little, what's her name? The girl that leads the task force, I can't remember, the police or whatever. She shows up, she don't like Korra. She thinks Korra is just arrogant and rude, obnoxious, and she's right. So anyway, she left. I guess Korra has to prove herself before this lady even, shakes her hand. So anyway, this grimy dude, Tarlock, he sets up this little press meeting, right? And Korra goes up there. She said, go ahead, just let them know what's going on. So they said, what about Amon? What's going on? She said, he's very dangerous and yada, yada, yada. And he's like standing in the back, and he looks at, like, he set up a few of the media guys there. He was like, get her. Get this girl. Like, he gave her the signal. He's like, get her. And they're like this. They said, well, if Amon's so dangerous and you're supposed to be the Avatar, why didn't you join the task force to stop this guy? And they're right. But they used that to muscle her in there. This dude, Tarlock, you better watch out for him. I think that what's going to happen is, once we get into, like, when Amon starts taking over and whatnot, it's going to be a struggle with Tarlock, too. He's going to want control of the city, or, Republic City and everything, too. Remember, he always want more power. So as soon as he sees the opportunity, we know he's going to muscle his way in. And he's crafty. He's very crafty. So at that point in time, Korra has no choice but to join. She got muscled in it. So she joined the task force. They go over to stop they got a training ground for chi block. They're teaching this to people. So people was right. These guys got taught it from somebody. Now they're teaching it to other people. And they run in there, and Korra and Tarlock can fight. Him and his boys, they shut the place down. No problem. Korra, she got into some trouble. She almost got beat by some. She was caught off guard. So she can't deal with these chi blockers. Amon is better than them, and he could block their chi forever. Amon hits hard. She's scared of this guy. So that was kind of like making it even worse for her. And Tenzin has a conversation with her, talking about how she was fearing, it's okay to be scared and whatnot. And people, she was going over this fear thing. She doesn't want to be afraid of him anymore. So she says, okay, I'm going to challenge this guy. So later on, she says, she sends out a challenge for Amon at this little press hearing she has. And she said, if you're not scared, come face me. Come face me. Now, the problem with that is, she's only doing that, not because she wants to. She wants to face her fears. That's it. So Korra just wants to face her fears. You don't do that with Amon. This ain't your average street guy. You don't do that with him. So anyway, she goes ahead and says, we're going to meet on whatever, Airbending Island. I can't remember what it's called. Some Avatar Island, whatever. And she gets there and she waits for Amon. And she just sits there. She just sits there. She falls asleep because she waited so long. This is the best part of the show. She gets ready to leave. She walks away. Goes past this little corridor. Gets ambushed. Amon has chi blockers there. They rough her up. And Amon shows up. He says, I would face you. Now, this is my favorite part. He says, but first, it's not time for that. He says, it's too premature. Now, the thing about that, in a lot of series, this is what I like about Avatar right now, about Korra right now. A lot of series, they won't face the protagonist. The antagonists have the upper hand, but they don't do it. And they never give a good reason why. This one they do. He said, if I do this, and people witness this, I might not have to face the Avatar, but that will build up morale on the opposite side, the Bender side. And he don't need that. So he gave a very valid, in-depth, good reason for why he's not going to face it. So now that totally destroyed my previous prediction from last episode. But he gave a very good reason, and that tied everything up. And so now we know she's going to keep her bending until that showdown with Amon at the end, and he knocks her out. Now Amon hits hard. He knocks her out, and she wakes up. And she tells Tenzin, man, I was scared to death. She said, I was scared. He hits hard. But the funny thing about this was, one of the best parts about this episode was we get this little flashback. And what I mean by this, it's actually it's a flashback, but it's not a flashback. It's a flashback because it's before Korra, but after Avatar. So we never seen this stuff this flashback. But anyway, she had this little flashback, but it's all Aang's memory. we see Aang with a mustache. I was feeling that. So I'm thinking that she's gonna start having this more and more often because even though she has the power, she's really not an avatar. She doesn't have it. She doesn't have it spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like Aang did and whatnot. And everybody kept comparing her to Aang. What was Aang doing? Blah blah blah. She's too fearful. But we got to see Toph. We got to see the characters from back in Avatar. I want to see that again. Now, what I like about this episode is they develop Amon and Korra. Korra, she was like super strong. I can't be stopped. Came in cocky. She's been getting tossed around by Amon and she's been there since she first seen him. So that's another side of her. She's fearful. She's not as strong as she says she is. She doesn't have airbending on lock like she's supposed to. So, and she doesn't, like I said, she doesn't have it spiritually. That developed her character. She's not just this brave, can fight anybody type of person. She's getting tossed, but her mind got it in fear. He hits hard. You know what I'm saying? So we get to see another side of Korra. And we also get to see that flashback thing, which is going to be set up for later episodes about how she's going to learn by having flashback of the other avatars and stuff like that, similar to like what Aang was going through. So that helps set that up. Now, Amon, we get development for him. That's what I like about this one. Amon is not stupid. He didn't face her just because she said it. He didn't let his emotions get to him. He didn't let none of that stuff get to him. He said, okay, you want to meet me? All right, but we're going to do this my way. He met her, told her what he had to say, got her out of there. This guy is not your run-of-the-mill idiot. He's not an idiot villain. This guy is smart. He's thinking. He's a tactician. I mean, this guy is just awesome. And he can fight too. And he hits hard. And he can take away somebody's cheap bending for him. So this guy is not just strong and has that power we can take away bending. He is a tactician. And he doesn't let his emotion, somebody challenge me. I got to go out. I got outright challenge. He knew that somebody might, the task force might show up. So we're not going to do this outright. We're going to do this inside the place where the task force is not going to be there. I can let you know what's going on. You're not going to challenge me because I guess if she challenges him and he doesn't show up and she says, oh, he's a punk and blah, 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 he doesn't want people to see that, and then they start building up morale. And the same way he said that he didn't want them to build up morale because he took away a bending. So this episode was off the chain, excellent, just like the last one. I'm enjoying it. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments. Rate the video, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.